Well, hey everybody. A long time no see. It's been a while since my last video. In fact, it's probably been over a year at this point. And what I want to do today is do a quick video and maybe just talk about what's been going on, where I've been, and I can show you guys some projects that I finished over the last few months, and then maybe do a quick unboxing of a package I just got today, which I'm super excited about, and I think you will be too, because of the pack or what I got in the package. But as far as the channel update goes, I'm going to keep it really quick and really brief for you guys. But basically, we've just kind of had a whirlwind of things going on the last few years, or the last year at least. And you know, this channel has always been about, as I have free time to do things, I want to make videos about it and kind of record the projects. But I haven't had hardly any free time at all, to be honest, to really do much of anything. I've been able to snap some kits together here and there, but as far as completing kits go, that really hasn't been happening. We had, let's see, I think the last video I talked about that we moved to Louisiana, and then after we moved there I got a video up, I think, talking about that. I had worked on another kit I was going to do a video on, and I ended up losing some pieces to it, and it just couldn't complete it, and I didn't really feel right about publishing that, so I let that one be. We ended up moving again. We were still in Louisiana, but we moved one town away. And then when we moved into that house, it was kind of like a fixer-upper. The landlords were pretty cool, though. They let us exchange rent for doing some work on the house. So it was basically like, you know, work all day and then come home and work until 8 or 9 o'clock at night, and then, you know, you just wanted to have a beer and go to bed. So we didn't do a lot there. And then about, let's see, six months ago, about 6.5 months ago, my wife, we had our first child, which was super exciting because we've never been parents before and we don't, you know anything about it. So it's exciting, it's terrifying. But we spent a lot of time just, you know, kind of preparing and getting things ready, and then I spent the last 6 months basically not sleeping or doing anything for that matter except watching our child. So it's been a blast, and you know, parenthood is awesome. And if you haven't been a parent yet, but you know down the road you're going to be, you're in store for some really amazing stuff. So. And if you have been parents out there and you still have time to do this, props to you guys. I just hope it gets easier down the road, which I think it is, because like I said, she's 6 months old now, so she's getting into some good routines, and then we're also finding out our new routines. And I'm finding I actually have time to work on model kits again, just kind of in the evenings, really. And that's been pretty much it. And then we moved from Louisiana back to California about 6 or 8 weeks ago now. So we've been here for almost 2 months. Just because with the baby, we felt like it would be best to, you know, be close to our families again, and have her grow up that way, and what we grew up in and what we really liked. So I think it's going to be really nice, and everyone's having a blast, and you know, life is great. So. It just kind of feels time to start, you know, kicking the channel back up and working on some projects, because even though I haven't been completing a lot of kits, I've been purchasing a lot of kits. So I've got a backlog that I don't even know if I'll ever finish at this point. So I need to get to working on it. So what I thought we could do is I'd like to show you guys, well, I tell you what, we've got the box here. I'll do the unboxing, and then I want to show you guys real quick a couple things that I've been working on over the past few months. So I got this package from HobbyLink Japan. I'll just kind of stand up just to kind of make this easier. But I got this package from HobbyLink Japan, and I just opened it, but I haven't taken any of the stuff out yet. And it's basically a lot of kits that I'm going to be working on. Adding to my backlog, which I shouldn't be doing. I did get a couple tools, because that's one thing I'm trying to keep in mind, is that you always need tools. Now I got a new set of nippers, and these are actually the nippers that I have right now. But unfortunately, the ones I have, a few months ago I dropped them, and I just kind of nicked the corner right here. So they still work, but they don't just cut as flush as they used to. And I've had them for a few years. They're honestly just the best ones I've ever used. So I just decided it was time to get some more of them. And then the only other tool is I picked up a file here. I'm kind of always in the market for a better file, and I don't think there's one perfect file for every situation, but I'm going to kind of keep on my search for it until I find it. So it looks like, actually it kind of looks like a single and double cut file, where one side is a little finer than the other, so I'm hoping that should work out pretty cool. And then the rest of this is just kits. I'll do these first. I picked up this kit. Actually, I'll do these two here. I picked up the HGUC GM kit and then the HGUC gun tank. And I'm going to show you here in a minute, but one of the projects I was working on, I got into weathering for the first time, and I really liked it. And basically, I picked up these kits because they're fairly inexpensive. I think what is this one? I think this one is 700 yen and this one is 800 yen. So it's like a $7 kit and an $8 kit. Not too terribly expensive, but this one has treads on it, which I think would be kind of fun to try to weather. And then I kind of have something cool planned for this guy that I'll get into in a later video, but basically just weathering for the most part. So I got those, and then this guy is from the latest Build Fighters movie that they just came out with, and it is the Jim or GM or however you want to call it, but it's basically just a custom version of this kit with different armor. It's basically styled a little bit differently, and I really like it. I love the way it looks, and when I saw it, it was my favorite thing to kind of come out of that show. And one of the only ones that wasn't P Bandai, so I ended up picking that up. The next two things are kind of cool, I think. I've never built one of these, and I ended up getting two of them. But it is the EX model series, and this is the Albion. And basically, it's a 1/17 scale version of the ship that you saw in Stardust Memory. And it's not exactly like building a Gundam model kit, as I understand it. Basically, the entire kit is molded in one color, and then it's not super large. Like for example, here's the right there. Get that on screen. There's the kind of two little launch bays that stick out the front of the ship. So it's not a terribly big model. It's basically kind of glue together and paint. I have something kind of special planned for it that won't take 20 minutes to talk about, so I can tell you that now. And then I also got the EX Musai, and basically the same thing. And what I plan on doing with these is kind of similar to what I've done with that Voyager kit I did in the past. Actually, I got them right here. This Voyager kit here, where it's all lit up and everything. And I think I want to do that with these kits. And like I said, they're going to be pretty short. I mean, they're probably only going to be, maybe something about maybe that long, I think. But I think it would look cool if you had some of the windows drilled out and had them lit up and then had them on a little display base. So I picked up those. And let's see, I'll just hit those there. And lastly, the whole reason I got this order shipped was because I had to have this kit as soon as I could. This is the Master Grade Double Zeta Gundam Ver-Ka. And a funny story, I actually have the original Master Grade of this kit. But I started working on it, and I had to go do I think the door ring or something. Anyways, when I came back, the section I had been working on was the chest section right here, and my dog grabbed it and started chewing on it. So I boxed it back up because I just wasn't comfortable trying to fix it yet. And anyways, a few months later, this kit was announced, and so I just decided that I should wait, and I'll just build this guy. And then I don't know what I'll do with the other one, but I'm super excited about it. It can, split up into its different little core fighter sections, and not a ton of accessories that come with the kit. And basically what I'm hoping is that this is going to be one of the best brick kits I will ever own. So I'm super excited for that. Okay, and lastly, what I wanted to do is show you guys, like I said, what I've been working on over the past few months. And like I said, we were busy with the baby, and I just, I didn't really have the time to focus on both. And, this has always been like I said, a hobby for me, and I'm, always going to make sure that I'm a good dad before I'm a good model builder. But anyways, things just kind of started to go the right direction a little after she was born. And I decided that I wanted to get back into it with a bang, and how could I do that? So what I decided to do is, we lived about 2 hours away at the time from Houston, so I decided, I decided to enter Houston's model kit competition. It's put on by the IPMS group down there, and it's called Model Mania. So I entered Model Mania 2017, and I decided to do a 1:100 scale Barbatos Lupus. And here is the kit that I decided to enter. And just super pleased with the way it came out. Actually, you can probably see it better if I kind of move it back there a little bit. And like I said, just super pleased with how the kit came out. It was my first real experience trying to weather something. I used a lot of ammo products, watched a lot of their videos, and weathered this guy. Is it perfect? No, but it kind of helped me with just kind of getting back into the hobby, because I think by the time I decided to enter, I had about 8 weeks, and you're trying to find time to raise a family and do everything you have to do, and then on top of that, find time to do this. So I think I managed my time pretty well getting it put together. I threw on some aftermarket decals. I used a filter for the first time. I used streaking effects for the first time. And I entered the competition. And there was, there was over, I think, 600 model kits there. But in the Gundam category itself, there was only, I think, about 22 kits, maybe 23 kits. I don't remember anymore. But it was low 20s. Anyways, so I entered it, and not really thinking I was going to win anything, and I guess the judges thought differently, and I ended up winning 3rd place in the competition, which made me super happy, because I don't really, like I said, I haven't actively been trying to build kits for quite a while, and so just to kind of do the best I could and, give everything I had. And, I'm still, lost to 2 guys that were, far better than me as far as model builders go, but they do it a lot more than I do. And I had, basically 8 weeks to push myself, and I won this. So it means a lot to me. I'm super excited by it, and was really glad that I was able to win that. So I have a little display case now, and that kit goes in there. Lastly, a kit I just finished here a couple weeks ago is the HG-UC Hygog. And I decided to do, for this kit, just a kind of a custom color scheme. It's a super fun kit. Normally the kit is blue, and then there's some orange parts on it. And I decided to leave all of the orange parts off, just because I was never going to display it with it. and I was never going to use them, so I figured what was the point of even having them. And then when I got it, I decided that I wanted to do a custom color scheme. So what I thought at first was I could do it in the original GOG colors, which would have been kind of cool. And then when I got to the light tan parts, I got to thinking that it might look cool if it was kind of a more of a like a brownish, dark brown kind of green color, which I guess is kind of a more of a light green brownish color. It ended up being, and the thought was that I had spent so much time in Louisiana that I would have liked to maybe do a kit that represents something from there. And I thought, like, what would a high GOG look like if it was in like a kind of a swampy color theme. Anyways, and I came up with something that looked like this. I really like it. It's a fun little kit if you're looking just for some cheap entertainment. There's a couple seam lines on it, like up here on the shoulders and on the sides, but they're really not that difficult to get rid of. So I did that, and then I just added some custom decals to it, just to kind of add something to it, because it didn't really have a whole lot. So anyways, that's basically what's been going on with me. I hear my baby crying, so I think I'm gonna step over there and see how she's doing. But basically the goal, getting back into everything, is that I want to try to get back to where I'm getting a video up maybe every week or every other week, just depending on how that week goes. I stopped reviewing reviewing Gundam kits a few years ago, and I got more into just taking you guys through the build of my kits and just kind of showing off different steps. And that's what I want to keep doing, and I hope to see you guys again soon. In fact, there's a project I've got on my actual bench. This is just my painting table here, but I've got a project going on right now that I'm going to start filming, and it's going to be kind of part of something cool that I hope to get done reasonably soon, but we'll see how that goes. Anyways, I'll take you guys through that process of working on that kit, and that's basically what's been going on with me. I hope you all are doing well, and I appreciate, as always, you guys watching, and we'll see you next time.